Here are 5 tips for dominating the CAIA exams. Study smarter, not harder, for less stress. This is Fergus Hodgson, Director of Econ Americas and author of Financial Sovereignty for Canadians. Recently, I passed the CAIA Level 2 exam, which is the final exam of the CAIA program. And this is after passing the Series 65 exam about a year ago. CAIA is the flagship designation of the Chartered Alternative Investment Analyst Association, which is a mouthful, so they just say the CAIA Association. And I recommend it for those looking beyond conventional stocks and bonds and looking to network. It offers a lovely networking opportunity with people in the same space of interest. Now, CAIA, like the CFA, can also be an alternative to an MBA or an MS in finance, depending on your objectives. Now, my road to the CAIA designation was not rosy. In fact, I skipped 2 exams, and no-shows are common, and not to mention a 50% failure rate per exam. So here are 5 tips I would give my younger self approaching the exams. First, avoid studying for multiple exams simultaneously. There is crossover with the likes of the CFA, FRM, Series 65, etc., but doubling or tripling will cannibalize your precious study time. Be patient with the process and resist the temptation to overreach. One step at a time will avoid unnecessary failures or no-shows. Further, each program has its own exam question intricacies. How you are supposed to interpret or read an exam question is one of your chief challenges, in contrast to simply knowing the material. So combining different exams will interfere with that intuition. Second, collaborate to resolve confusion. Find study partners and/or lean on discussion forums and group chats to clarify the curriculum and hold yourself accountable. This is easier if you live in a financial center such as New York or Toronto, but there are online options. Analyst Forum is relatively active and my recommended place for resolving confusion and getting vocational advice beyond the exams. Edge Designations, if you go with a prep provider, has WhatsApp group chats and even direct access to the study director. When possible, do your own research and resolve your confusion. If both your research and the gentleman at Analyst Forum fail to provide clarity, having someone to call on is helpful as a last resort. 3, distill the content. Utilize a prep provider and/or tutor. Reading the full CAIA curriculum, more than 4,000 pages, albeit intellectually enriching and satisfying, is mission impossible for busy people. Further, by the time you read it all, you'll have forgotten much of the earlier content. There are many competent prep providers. I chose Russell Jude of Edge Designations. He's now a friend of mine. He lives in South Africa and he serves an international price-conscious clientele. He's largely a one-man band with a small support staff, and he offers direct personal support, including live small group lectures, in addition to his more affordable prices. I've negotiated with Russell for my readers to get a 10% discount on his prep programs, CAIA, CFA, FRM, FDP. Use the FERG, FERG coupon code when you make your order. You can also hire me directly as a finance tutor. I've been tutoring economics and finance for many years, and I love to review the material. Please have questions ready so that we can get right to work and use the time productively. Notes in your booking regarding areas of concern will also allow me to refresh and have practice questions ready. See the link below for where you can make such a reservation. Another affordable option, especially if you've failed to know your weak spots, is a la carte online courses. This applies a little bit more to the CFA since it has more students and instructors, but you can sometimes find cheap chapter summaries and practice questions on websites such as Udemy. If you do opt for the full curriculum, consider doing it with a partner and speed reading the chapters together, as I learned to do as an undergraduate. A study partner and I would divide up the chapters and speed read each one in about half an hour, and then teach our assigned chapter to our partner. This works like a charm, and questions from our partner requiring us to explain our assigned chapters help to crystallize the content. 4, Know why you are studying. Be aware of why you're doing the program and have compelling, explicit objectives. At some point, your motivation will almost certainly wane. Unless you are sure why you want to invest the time, you will struggle to justify the cost. Akin to the swath of doctoral students who abandon their studies, you will then leave a sunk cost. With a half-completed curriculum, you might have learned something, but you will have little way to signal that to prospective employers and clients. I do recommend reading the CAIA Portfolio for the Future blog and listening to the 2 CAIA podcast series. These will add color to the curriculum and help you stay grounded regarding the purpose of your studies. I particularly enjoyed the interviews with the authors of the supplemental readings in the Level 2 curriculum. I also chose to go beyond consuming and wrote brief notes on Gab. You can follow me at Ferg Hodgson on Gab. And I wrote brief notes about the words and insights I came across in my studies, typically with images and text screenshots. These boosted my learning, right? They were reinforcing what I was reading. And often I went back to these to refresh my memory. 5, integrate exam questions throughout your readings. This should be common sense, but if you do not practice questions throughout the process, you will simply not be prepared. It is like lifting weights in the gym, but never doing sport-specific drills. You might have strength, you might have knowledge, but you will not be ready to apply it on match day. Such is the competitiveness of students pursuing financial designations such as CAIA. The exam authors have to push the boundaries of students' understanding. Just knowing the material by reading or watching video summaries will not cut it. You need to be familiar with how the content will appear in question form, especially when you're dealing with so much jargon that has a specific or almost counterintuitive meaning in the financial context. Further, the practice questions will give you confidence with time management. The CAIA exams are extremely tight on time. You need to be able to work quickly and perhaps be willing to move on from a question, lest it eat away your minutes and end up being a guess anyway. Please subscribe on Substack to access all Econ America's content. Further, do not hesitate to leave questions regarding the CAIA program. Thank you for listening.